The German national football team will join England in taking the knee before their friendly match in Munich tonight. It's been billed as a show of solidarity after England's players were booed by Hungarian fans, most of whom were children, when they took the knee ahead of their defeat in Budapest at the weekend. Taking the knee was inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement in America. Its critics say the gesture is a show of support for a Marxist organisation whose objectives include defunding the police, amongst other things, and as such it has no place in sport. But others, particularly within the football hierarchy, say it has shed its radical associations and is now a mainstream gesture. We're joined by the writer and charity worker Nick Buckley, who lost and subsequently recovered his job for writing a blog criticising that gesture of taking the knee. Nick Buckley, welcome to you. I think you tweeted recently, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, that you'd been to a football match where the players took the knee and you booed and you were a lone voice in the wilderness, and that takes some bravery. Why do you feel so strongly about it?
It's because it's been 2 years now. I can understand people being caught up in the moment 2 years ago. They were foolish, but I could understand why. But 2 years later, we now know that BLM was a con. It was fraudulent. It was violent. And when I was at Old Trafford, about 6 weeks ago, I think it was, for the first time ever, and I'm sat with a friend who invited me, and they all took the knee. And I didn't think about it. I was booing straight away, and I was surprised that nobody else was. It's just become acceptable. And for me, it's not acceptable.
And presumably a few people looked around and thought, what's that silly fool doing? And thought that what you were doing wasn't acceptable.
No one said anything. Some people turned around and looked, but that's because I was booing. So it's a natural reaction to see who's making that noise. But everybody around me, nobody was looking at the pitch. Everybody was on the phones talking to each other or gazing around while everybody took the knee. And when they took the knee, it was literally 1.5 seconds. They were down and up before anybody realised what they were doing. But I saw what was happening because I was looking at everything, because I don't normally go to football games.
Yeah. What did you make of events in that stadium in Budapest that children should boo taking the knee?
Well, that's the Hungarian fans. And let's be honest, rival fans will boo at anything because they're trying to wind up the players on the other side. So it's not really about the Hungarian fans who are children. It's not about them. It's about, if I was in that stadium, I'd been booing the England players as well. And why? Because I'm an Englishman. And those players, when they put that shirt on, don't represent themselves. They're representing the country. And the vast majority of people in the country don't want them taking the knee. And for me, it's just disgraceful.
When does it stop, Nick?
Great question. So it's been going on for 2 years. And like I said, I can understand at the beginning people jumping on this bandwagon. It looked virtuous. But 2 years down the line, is it going to stop? And I'm not sure, because I think the FA and Gareth Southgate have backed themselves into a corner. I don't even blame the players anymore now. Because let's be honest, football players get told, run left, run right, run down the middle, roll over, play dead. They do as they're told because that's their job. But Gareth Southgate should know better, but I don't think he does, because I think he's internalised self-pain from the 1996 Euros when he missed a penalty and he got abused for years and was made into a joke. And I think he feels that pain, and now he's looking at black people in the country going, that must be worse for you, and therefore I feel your pain and I'm going to do something for you because it's so bad being black in England in the 21st century, and I feel so sorry for you that I'm going to do this because I'm amazing.
Nick Buckley, interesting views as always, trying to climb inside the mind of Gareth Southgate. Thanks very much indeed.